What if we chose every moment to just simply be an opportunity? Every moment of discomfort, asking, what is this here to show me? What am I meant to learn from this? These questions, these empowering questions, support me greatly when I feel confused, when I feel lost, when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel discouraged, when I feel bad, when I feel judgmental towards myself, when I tell the stories that I should be better, that I should know better, that I should do better. Hey babes, welcome back to Codependency Alchemy, the podcast. I'm your host, Alyssa, and in today's episode, we are going to actually open my book, Healing the Mother Wound with Mother Earth, and just see what poem comes out. I was trying to get creative with what I wanted to talk about on the podcast. And I feel like a lot of the more recent episodes have been about me and processing things that either Justin and I are going through, which I know is really helpful, not only for me, but you guys have shared so much about how supportive it is for you. And I thought that today would be really fun to just do something different and pull a poem from my book and see what comes through as medicine and as teachings. I really love using this book as like an oracle where I just kind of put my hand on the book and just ask, what is the medicine that I'm meant to receive today? Or what is the medicine? My intention for today will be, what is the medicine that our collective, that our community needs to hear and needs to, receive at this time? And just thumbing through it and opening to a page and letting that land. So I'm excited to try this today. I haven't done this on the podcast, but it might be something fun to do every once in a while and, gives us all just something new to contemplate, perhaps. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm going to go ahead and just place my hand on the book and just take a deep breath and set an intention for receiving the medicine that we are all meant to hear right now at this time, a contemplation that is for us, anything that is not for us, just allowing it to fall off of us like water. And so it is. All right, let's see what comes through. It's always like a hard truth for me where I'm like, this one, this is what I need today. Okay. Oh, it actually pulled a section. So in my book, there's 3 parts. There's the first part, which is distortion, the second part, which is divinity, and the third part, which is destiny. And although these sections are designed to support you in alchemizing and healing the mother wound through these sections, through bringing awareness to where distortion lives in your life and moving through divinity, where we get to really anchor into these new truths, and destiny was the final part that came through. And when I was writing this section, I mean, I'll read I'll just read what I've written in the book, because it'll describe it, then I won't be doing it twice. But yeah, if you guys don't have the book, every single section has a picture of eucalyptus on it, which is supposed to be really supportive for healing. If you don't already have this book, you can buy it on Amazon if you must. I get like $1 for every book that's sold on Amazon. I know whenever I tell people that, they're like floored, like, what? This is crazy. But I also know that Amazon is a great way to help it reach the greater world. It's really accessible for a lot of people. So I just have to get over that and just trust. But you can also buy my book on Book Baby Bookstore, which is who I self-published through. And every book sold through Book Baby, I actually get 50% of the book sales, which is great for me as a small creator who does this podcast and who makes content every single day and posts, lots of responses to questions that I get in the DMs and the comments and comment section, and don't get paid really for any of those things. The thing that literally helps me keep doing this is my Substack membership, which is $9 a month. And for the over 150 of you that choose to support me and my work in that way, I literally do not have words to express my gratitude, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to do this as efficiently and as often as I'm able to. So thank you guys so much for believing in my mission, believing in my journey, and allowing me to continue to do this work. I really couldn't do it without you and your support. And so, yeah, just a lot of gratitude to those of you who have joined the membership to support me in that way. And plus, you get so many perks. You get a masterclass, you get a monthly meetup, you get an AMA chat. So it's a great resource and place, a community where we get to go and receive community support, feedback, and just be held as we're navigating and healing through a lot of these patterns. I can't tell you how many people say, I've gone to CODA events and meetups, and it's just something hasn't landed, something hasn't clicked the way this community has. And I think that we all need and desire different ways of being held, and this was a way that I desired to be held. And in a community where there isn't these rules that I have to follow and this anonymity that I need to uphold, we're real people going through real things every single day. And there was a need for me to withhold judgment from these types of spaces. Yes, I do some fuck shit still. Yes, I go into my unhealthy behaviors and dysfunctional dynamics, and here's how I navigate them. Here's how I move through them presently, and bringing some grace to our experiences, because I can't tell you how many women I've had the privilege of working with that just continue to have this story that they're not healed yet. They're not healed yet. They're not healed yet. Why are they still experiencing this discomfort? Why can't they move through this pattern? Why does it keep coming up? And I cannot say this enough. It is not about never experiencing discomfort or dysfunctional dynamics. Again, that isn't the point. The point is that we hold ourselves when they come up. The point is how we make the repair after we have awareness that we did the thing. Because when we take the time to not only do the shadow work as to why that dynamic or that pattern came up, or in the repair that we get to make from that, if we didn't have that moment of discomfort, or if we didn't have that moment where we were maybe in that pattern or dynamic, we wouldn't be able to feel the bliss and connection that comes from taking accountability for that, taking responsibility for that, having a conversation about that. So that's why I try to see conflict almost in this different lens, which is still hard. Some days are easier than others, but seeing conflict as actually points of connection, instead of, I did the thing where I use passive aggressiveness to get what I want, and see, I'm still not good enough. See, I still didn't heal good enough. That's just perpetuating our core wounds of not good enough. What if it's not, I did the passive aggressive thing. How do I get to come in and connect with my partner in a way that builds more trust and builds more intimacy now that I realize I did it? Right? There's literally a level of empowerment as opposed to victim, right? Oh, woe is me again. I'm the bad one. It's not even victim, but it's just constantly self-criticizing. It's self-deprecation, right? See, it feels like an intense word, but that's how it can feel for me, I know, in my head, where I'm just berating myself. But where can I actually, instead of choosing that way of see, I'm still fucking up. Oh, I should know better. Oh, I know that I should talk like this or be like this or do this instead, but I didn't. Oh, I'm still not healed. Oh, I have so long to go. Oh, I backslid 10 steps back, right? Instead, being like, wow, here's an opportunity for me to fucking quantum leap forward by taking accountability, responsibility, and building more connection and intimacy with my partner through my accountability and responsibility. That's what every single one of those moments is for. Instead of us focusing on it proving or validating a story that we're not good enough, it gets to prove and validate a story that we are empowered to make a new choice to build deeper connection through vulnerability. That is the power of doing those things that we deem not good, right? So there's my partial TED Talk. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this section, this page that I pulled from the book. And if it is safe for you to do so, I'm going to actually invite you to close your eyes down, to just take a moment to lay, sit, be wherever you are. Again, if it is safe for you to close your eyes down, if it feels safer for you to fix your eye on something in the room that brings you a sense of peace or calmness, then that is beautiful too. Sometimes closing our eyes doesn't feel safe, and that's okay. So I like to just fix my eye on something in the room that just can ground me and root me. And taking a deep breath in and exhaling out. Destiny. This section is meant to show you what is and shall be. This is what is destined. We are part of the great web of creation. We are surrounded by our ancestors, our helping spirits and guides. They sit behind you, above you, below you, to your left and to your right. They sit with you, waiting for you to call upon them for love, support, and guidance. They know the truth about who you are, and they are there with the exact salve for the part of you that forgets. Yes, we are human, and we might forget our truth from time to time. It is important to remember that forgetting does not define you or how far you have come. Destiny is coming back to love. Destiny is written in the stars for you. Destiny is remembering that you are born of love and will inevitably return back to source as love. You do not have to comprehend the words that follow with logic, but rather feel them with remembrance. These words are who you are. Period. My hope is that you see that destiny is guaranteed, that we all end at destiny. I do not say this to take your power away, but as a way to empower you to surrender and trust in a deeper truth. Remember that you always have free will to choose the path you take, and with absolute certainty, you will take everything you need from this life into your next. Destiny is certain. Mother Earth, please tell me about the destiny that lives within me, within us, and on the planet at this time. Let my words in this section be like salve to your broken heart, your troubled past, your bitter and lost soul. Let my words bring you peace and love. Let the words on the page wrap around you and hold you close. You need not seek to understand them with your mind. Read the words with your heart. And just take a moment to breathe that in and let it land in your body. We are so quick to judge and hold ourselves in contempt. But what if we chose love for ourselves? What if we chose grace? What if we chose every moment to just simply be an opportunity? Every moment of discomfort, asking, what is this here to show me? What am I meant to learn from this? These questions, these empowering questions, support me greatly when I feel confused, when I feel lost, when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel discouraged, when I feel bad, when I feel judgmental towards myself, when I tell the stories that I should be better, that I should know better, that I should do better. I allow them to come in, I witness them, I see them, and then I ask, and how is this for me? What am I meant to learn from this experience? How can I use this moment now to propel me forward in my journey? Because where there is dark, there is inevitably light, and you are that light. I'm going to go ahead and read a poem from the Destiny section just so you guys can get a feel for what it's like. Some of my favorite poems in this section are the oneness poems. There's like oneness part 2, 3, 4. I can't remember how many there are. Let's see. Oh, 8. Oneness part 1 through 8. And in the Destiny section, actually throughout the whole book, there are poems that are just written in normal text, which are poems that were written by me over the years. From the moment that I wrote Codependency at the top of a journal when Justin and I weren't together, and through that time, through that transition, through that period, I wrote a lot around what I was transmuting, literally the distortion that I was living in my life in regards to codependency and the mother wound. And also in the book are poems written in italics. And these were poems that I felt were not mine. These were like I read in this section, like truths landing in my soul. I felt like the trees or the birds or the water or the fire, whatever element or piece of earth that I was communing with or surrounded by, I felt like these words were dropped in by something much bigger than me. And for me, it was Mother Earth. I felt like these were Mother Earth's teachings to me to help me remember my sovereignty, to help me remember my power, to help me remember my interconnectedness to all things. The poem that I would love to share with you guys is Oneness Part 7. It is one of my favorite poems in the entire book, and it was actually something that I channeled. And when I say channeled, I mean like it just dropped in and it felt like something just dropping into my brain that didn't feel like it belonged to me. And like I just kind of briefly explained, but this was actually while I was at a concert, like an outdoor concert. There's this big, huge, beautiful tree, and I couldn't stop staring at it. It was just beautiful. It was vast. So many people were sitting under it and dancing, and the sun was out. It was beautiful. And this poem dropped in, and I immediately was like, this is from that tree. I had to pull out my phone and take my, open up my notes app and type it all out. So yeah, I love this poem. I remember exactly where I was when I wrote it. And yeah, I'm excited to share it with you guys. And again, I invite you to close your eyes down if that feels good, just to receive the words. This is Oneness Part 7. Did you know that every time you stop to marvel at the ocean, or river as it flows, the skies that seem on fire, the flowers as they bloom. Did you know that I sit here watching you and hope one day you see all you marvel at around you is quite simply a reflection of you? I truly hope that those words or something that I said today or shared today landed for you, that it provided you with some semblance of spaciousness, curiosity, and grace. For those of you who are interested in exploring this book further, on the back of the book, I wrote that healing the mother wound with Mother Earth is a journey from despair and disconnection to the peace and joy that we long for. Co-created with Mother Earth, this book of poetry will guide you on your own initiation. Begin to notice all the ways that you are living in distortion. With grace and compassion, unveil the divinity within. Connect to your destiny and find a new state of inner peace and oneness. Bask in the bliss of unconditional love from our original mother. And that is truly what I believe heals the mother wound, is compassion and grace. And that's why I truly believe that codependency and the mother wound are so interrelated. Codependency believes that our worth, our good feelings about ourselves, is dependent on someone or something outside of us. When we tend to that wound, when we begin to fill ourselves up with our own love, with our own nourishment, and create this secure attachment, if you will, with Mother Earth, we begin to build that secure attachment with ourselves, because Mother Earth is always available to us. We always have the plants, we always have the wind, we always have the water, we always have the fire, we always have the elements available to us, and for free. It is not something we need to buy. It is something we get to have access to. Maybe we have to walk there to get to a place in nature. Maybe we have to drive there to get to a place like the ocean or a lake or a river. But even in your own home, lighting a candle, even in your own home, drawing yourself a bath, tending to the trees or the shrubs outside your house or the plants inside. These are all ways that we get to connect with nature, with our oneness. If we take time to learn from the elements and how we feel in their presence, this does so much more than trying to figure out what is quote unquote wrong with us. Because my loves, there's nothing wrong with us. There never was. What we're learning is the illusion that has been placed on us over generations that tell us that something's wrong with us. To me, it looks and feels like taking off all these layers of costumes that we've agreed to wear over the years and just saying, actually, this isn't mine. This costume doesn't fit. It's hot. It's stinky. It's like I don't want to wear this anymore. It's taking off the layers. And every single day when I do this work and I show up in this way for my life, I see more clearly how I was never those things. I'm not my patterns. I'm not my tendencies. I experience them, but they are not me. They do not define me. How I show up for myself when I notice them, that is what defines me. And I'm going to leave you with that today, babes. I hope that this was medicine for your soul, medicine for your spirit, as it was for mine. And in case you haven't seen in the past few Substack newsletters, the doors are officially open for the mastermind again. I told you that the last time was probably the last time I was going to hold the mastermind, and that wasn't not true. It's going to look extremely different because there are so many people who want deeper, intimate spaces where we can explore shadow work, where we can receive energy healings, where we can really take this journey of healing codependency and the mother wound to the next level. You will want to be on the wait list because there will be limited spaces. And last time I ran the mastermind, the wait list took all the spots. So please make sure that you at least drop your email in so that if you want a spot, you're going to get first dibs on any of the spaces. You can find the link to join the waitlist in the show notes or description box below, and the details will be revealed this month, probably within days. So definitely make sure you sign up today. If you're not wanting to maybe invest as much time or energy into weekly, shadow work prompts and discussions, but you do want some semblance of community and to learn more, you can join the Substack membership. That is only $9 a month. And there's just tons of resources that you can kind of do at your own time if you want, or join the calls live. There's a lot of flexibility, a lot of options there. So that is also available to you as well if you're looking for a little bit more support. There's a masterclass library. As soon as you join the membership, you get access to all previous replays of masterclasses, meetups, etc. 10 out of 10 would highly recommend. There's a masterclass on how to communicate effectively with your partner, what to do when you make other people's moods and feelings mean something about you, a masterclass on healing the mother wound, and so much more. So again, all of those details will be in the show notes, and I'm really looking forward to connecting with you guys in the mastermind coming up shortly. I am so grateful for all of your guys' presence on this journey. I love you so much, and I'll see you next week. Bye. And here's a clip from next week's private podcast episode on Codependency Alchemy, the membership on Substack. We get to this point where we're like sick and tired of our own shit, right? It's like we reach this like pinnacle where, and that's where I was, 5 years ago. It was just like, okay, at some point I'm the common denominator in all my relationships. And if they all end similarly, at what point do I start looking at where am I where am I creating these dynamics in my relationships? And where am I actually avoiding responsibility for the ways that they're ending? Because for me, it was always like, oh no, it was them, or yeah, it was mutual. Like we just needed to go our separate ways. But it's like, well, where was I just unwilling to grow and evolve with a person because of my own fears, right? Because that's what it ends up coming down to. Because there's a fear that comes up when we're in relationships with people. And the one that was coming through when you were sharing your story, thank you so much for sharing, is if I get emotionally close to someone, what are you afraid will happen? If I get emotionally close, then
then it'll work out. I mean, it sounds silly, but it comes down to I don't think I don't think I deserve it, so I self-sabotage. The same thing with business. It's almost I've told people, it's like I'm afraid of success because I down deep don't think that I deserve to be successful, whether it's business related or relationship related.